What we're going to do is we're going to look at the continuous compound formula. Remember that E is the number for continuously compounding. So this right here is our other financial math formula. And we know we're going to be using it because when we're looking at the word problems, what we notice is compounded continuously, compounded continuously. So whenever a problem says compounded continuously, what we're going to do is we're going to use the compound interest formula, sometimes called the PERT formula. So example one is going to be similar to what we did in the exponential unit. So this right here is going to seem similar. And then examples 2 and 3, we're going to see how it's slightly different. When we're looking at example one, what we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out how much. So we're trying to figure out what our final amount is. A student invests $1,000 and it's compounded continuously, so we know we're using the number E. Our rate is 6%. Remember to turn that into a decimal. And then what we're going to do is we're going to times it by 10. We're going to take out our calculator. We're going to go 1,000 times E raised to the 0.06 times 10. Make sure that it's raised to both of those values. And what we get is an answer of $1,822.12. Now, looking at example 2, it tells us that at what rate would 5,000 double? Well, double 5,000 would be 10,000. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting our equation equal to 10,000, and we're starting with 5,000. It's compounded continuously, so we know we're using E. We're trying to figure out our rate, so we're going to leave the rate as an R, and we're timesing that by 6. First step is we're going to divide each side by 5,000, and that gives us 2. And if you remember from the last unit, what we're going to do is we have to get rid of our base number. So we have to do the log of that base. And we know that the log of base E would be natural log. So we're going to do the natural log of both sides. Natural log of E becomes 1. So what we're doing is we're getting the 6R by itself. And then we plug into our calculator natural log of 2. That right there gives us 0.693. We're going to divide that by 6. So our final answer is the rate is equal to 11.55%. Now, if we're looking at example 3, it says invest 2,000, gets a return of 7,000. Our rate is 9%. It's compounded continuously, so we know we're going to be using the PERT formula. How long is the investment? So this time we're finding T. So we're going to go 7,000 is equal to 2,000 E to the 0.09. And what we're doing is we're solving for T. Just like the last one, we're going to divide each side by 2,000. When we divide it by 2,000, what we're going to get is 3.5 is equal to E to the 0.09t. Once again, what we have to do is we have to get rid of the E. And when we do the natural log of both sides, natural log is the same thing as log base E. So this becomes 1. We get our exponent. If you remember, it goes in the front. 1 times 0.09t gives us 0.09t. Then what we're going to do is we're going to find the natural log of 3.5. And that right there is 1.25 on our calculator. What we're going to do is we're going to divide it by 0.09. And when we do that, what we get is t is equal to 13.92. Oh, and that should be years. Now, looking at example 4, what we're going to do is we're using the PERT formula because it compounds continuously. It says at what rate, so we're solving for R, would 10,000 become 50,000? So what we have is we have 50,000 is equal to 10,000. We're using our PERT formula, so E to the R, and we're timesing that by 10. 50,000 divided by 10,000 is going to give us 5. Once again, what we have to do is we have to get rid of the E, and if we do the natural log on both sides, natural log of E becomes 1, so we're left with 10R is equal to the natural log of 5. The natural log of 5 is 1.609. Now, I haven't mentioned this here, but I did mention it on a couple other lessons. We want to make sure that our answer, even though it's rounded, we're always taking our exact answer on our calculator and dividing it. So don't round a rounded value. Always use the exact value till the very end. We divide it by 10, and that gives us a rate of 16.09%. And our last one, it says a student invests 4,000 and it triples. If we triple 4,000, that right there becomes 12,000. And of course, it's equal to 4,000. Once again, it says compounded continuously. So we know we're using the PERT formula. They give us our rate. Remember to turn it into a decimal. And our goal is to find t. We divide it by the 4,000 and we get 3 is equal to e to the 0.071 t. And as all of you have probably guessed, in order to get rid of our base, what we're going to do is the natural log of that base, or the log of that base, which is natural log. Once again, this becomes 1. We get 0.071t is equal to the natural log of 3, which is 1.0986. I'm going to divide it by 0.071, and that gives me t is equal to 15.47 years.